What's going on, YouTube? Got another update here. As you can see, finally, I've got the third of the new beds. It's completely done. It's plumbed. It's turned on, as you can see. And it's been running for about an hour or so now. And already, I've got the rock washed down. And there are a few basils. Found some basil at the store. There's 8 of them all together, so I washed down the roots. There's 2 right there. Got another one right behind it, and the hydro setup. Yes, it does look very horrible. All 8 of them do, actually. They were all drooped over when I got them. They've now been planted in there for, I don't know, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. But I'm sure they're going to be popping right back up. Check out next week, and we'll find out for sure. But check out the size of this freaking pepper plant. Actually, as you can see, it's 3 of them right there. And I got it. It came in this big old bucket here, and it has these little notches in there. That's where this little trellis design fit right in. So I took that off, washed down all the roots. I didn't even bother separating them. I just went ahead and dug a big hole in here and just filled it in with the rock and all the roots and everything, and just put the trellis right in there, dropped it about 1 inch lower than it normally was, and that way it's already got a natural like trellis type design. As you can see, it's fully loaded with jalapenos. This is one of the clearance items, and it was only like $7 for this entire plant here, or multiple plants. And when I saw how many jalapenos, well, there was a bunch of bell peppers, and I saw one that kind of looked like jalapenos. I double checked the label, and sure enough, they're jalapenos. So I don't know if you've seen any of my past hot tub aquaponics videos. Actually, it wasn't even the hot tub aquaponic back then. It was actually just a little tiny bin that I was using for a fish tank, and these 2 fish tanks over there, and half of that one with the strawberries was 18 inches by 18 inches. I can't remember how many jalapenos I had in there. I believe it was about I don't know, anywhere from like 16 to 20 or 22 or something like that. And the whole point of that experiment was to see how close I could get all of the jalapenos and if they would actually grow and fruit, which they did. So if you want to check that out, I got a couple links right here. That way you can check out a couple of them, and if you like them, go ahead and keep on checking out the rest, because they're all update videos. Those are just the first couple. Anyway, back to the growth. Check this guy out. My little apple tree, all kind of leaves all over the place, looking beautiful. My strawberries back there, as you can see, they're looking very nice. Nice new growth coming up. The back one's perking up very nice. The front one, not so much, but it's got, here we go, let me see. You can see, nope, it's trying to focus beyond. Okay, there we go. You can see a little bit new growth right there, and on that back one, you kind of can't. Well, there you go. You can kind of see a little bit there. But anyway, the okra right here, they're moving right along. They're just growing a little bit at a time. They're taking their sweet time. As you can see, my tomatoes here looking very nice. Starting to put off a bunch of little flower pods and everything, so it should be fruiting soon. This pepper is starting to come back. You can see new growth all in there, new leaves popping out and everything, which is good because it was losing a whole bunch of leaves. Its little companion here doesn't look like it's doing very much of anything. And then my sucker here, that was in the last video. As you can see, it's doing pretty good. I cut off one of the branches there, and it's just been getting bigger and bigger and getting more green and more green, so that's awesome. My purple basil is starting to acclimate to the environment, liking it. As you can see right there, we've got a new regular old basil and a little tiny frog right there. You can see that little guy hanging out on the stake. Nope, it wants to focus on the rocks in the background. But there you go. See the little tiny little guy? He's been hanging out here for a couple days, and I encourage that. Eat any kind of insects you want, buddy. Got another basil right here. These 2 are the best looking basils out of the entire bunch. Everybody else is drooping. This guy here, that guy right there, they are not drooping very much. My peppers, slowly making a comeback. Not very fast or anything, but not doing too bad. The whole hydro setup, look, these stupid peppers, I can't believe they are still here. I mean, I thought they would be dead a long time ago, like this guy is, which I didn't pull yet. And this little guy right here I figured would have been dead by now. This guy pretty much is dead by now. And this little guy is just staying yellow. But the draining, or the leaking that is, you can see we just have 2 little drips over there on that side by the nice looking Brussels sprouts. There we go, you can see them. As opposed to these ones over here that are very holy, and I don't mean spiritual. You got a better look of that drooped over basil over here. It's looking pretty crappy, as you can see. It's all drooped over. Finally, you can see I actually have a little bit of success going on. That is my pear tree, and we actually have a leaf. Last week I shot a video and said, oh, I don't think it's coming, it's not doing anything, it's probably dead. The very next day I came out and it had a little sliver of a green leaf coming off of the top. And now we've actually got a half decent little leaf there. So I guess if I jump the gun, I can say that's successfully cloned. I don't know. I kind of want to see more growth before I can say that. I'm not even saying that about this apple right here, which has a nice couple leaves off the top and more growth coming in. The peppers right here, everybody is doing way better than the other peppers, but as you can see, we got some green growth coming in right there, overtaking the yellowing. Again, I hope that's part of the iron deficiency. My original sucker here is doing nice and good. It looks like a miniature tomato plant, like I just bought it a couple months ago when they were coming into season. They were that big. But it's just hanging out, doing its thing, trying to get big, and hopefully going to make me some tomatoes that I can eat. Over on this side, I've got my cantaloupe. They're still very small in general sense. Normally they'll be going, you know, 10, 15 feet or so. I've had a bunch of them about that long, and these guys are only about, I don't know, a foot, 18 inches maybe at the most. And they're just now starting to, well, they were flowering in the last video, but they're still flowering, and I'm waiting for them to take off. My 2 watermelons here, they pretty much are just starting to grow and take off and everything. They're not in the greatest shape, but as you can see, they're nice and green, and they're starting to just take off. We got a little, I don't know the exact term of what these little grippy deals are, where they grab onto things and hold on. But we've actually got a couple of them starting to grow, so that's a good sign. Over here, where you can really see the iron deficiency, everybody is starting to come back a little bit. You can see there's a lot more green growth this year, or this week, but also there still is some pest damage right there. I'm trying to work on these stupid beetles and getting them out of here. I actually went and bought one of those beetle traps that are, you know, they have an attractant, and they have like a funnel design on a bag, so they go into the bag and don't come back out of the bag, and they say place it 20 feet away. I did that, and that was just a couple hours ago. So let's see if some of this pest damage will go away. But in the meantime, still waiting for this iron deficiency to correct itself and everything. But you can also see, I mean, we've got tons and tons of growth. There's runners going everywhere. Letting them do their running thing. It's still like the middle of August, and I want to go ahead and go in here, and I've been trying to clear all the dead growth. But not only that, I want to go in and just start cutting runners. That way I have independent plants and force them to start fruiting, because we're getting close to the fall where they're going to start fruiting again. Right over here, you can see a better look at these 2 Brussels sprouts, which are doing very well. And this one, it's actually coming back. It's kind of funny. It looks horrible, but that was my plan all along. Let's just let it die, or let it grow or live or whatever. As you can see, we've got a little bit of growth coming from inside. Right over here, this guy's trying to come back a little bit. This guy is coming back pretty good, and that guy is actually coming back very well as well. Right here, you can see this goofy little pepper and how horrible it looks, and it's got to be on its way out. It produced me one little tiny jalapeno, and probably eat that thing now. And you can see the droopiness of these couple basil right here, and we're right back to my brand new bed, which has been operating very nice. You can see we've got barely any water in there. It's filling back up for another round of ebb and flow. Alright, Well, now that I finally have this thing pretty much completed as far as I'm going to go this year at least, well, at least for right this second anyway, who knows what the rest of the summer is going to produce, but I've got my 3 brand new beds on this side, my 2 beds on the other side, my hydro set up, and my biofilter all sitting on my hot tub. I've got about 5, or well, it's about 4, anywhere. I keep the water level a little low. If the water level was all the way towards the top where a hot tub would be, it would be about 4,500 gallons. Right now it's probably like 3.5, maybe 400 gallons. And I've got each one of these tubs is 24 gallons, so that's almost 75 just on this side. Probably a little bit more than that, maybe 30, 35 with those back 2 tubs. So we've got a decent amount of filtration area, not counting the hydro tube there. So of course that makes me want to put in a couple more beds, but we are going to hold off on that for right now. I want to see what kind of fall vegetables are going to be coming out and when. Hopefully very soon, so I can get some of them in here. I want a bunch of them in the hydro setup and populate that thing up. That way we get that going nice and good. I'd really like to redo it a little bit, but that might be a plan for next year. I'm real happy with all the work I got done this week, especially with my brand new purchase with this giant bush of jalapeno or jalapenos plants, and just can't wait to get these guys growing a little bit more, fruiting a little bit more, and hopefully they'll take off and love this setup. So that's all I got this week. So till next time, later.